Iguana my dad medicine. Yeah, go my dad kois kinagatsihtaw kaya matigitamaaksit. Ito naman ikskisian kois kagiaksit ay sino. Igi kospit manigi natagiwa igi mustega nawapmak. Piago my mom kois iga watagihtaan sitiga ay tetuenan mamana eczema so igagitamaga paige. Your hands ay igi nueski watagihtaw. Kagospit my dad. Ito naman inortikskihtamaan mo maamstehnekkskihtiin niihin on medicine. Iugattuina että hiosihtaat sääv. Nämä ehkaakin tomaimon kiuenaan johti vanma johtuisagihta. So those, they're still around. I wish we can learn more about them.
Kortavina mennä, kun siitä mikä se kiittää, kun tämmöinenkin pihtoga hiihti, käy ja kosti. Chicken pox, measles, jotta on kiikaa sitten ne tämmöinenkin tavassa vaatakin. Ei tuonne vähän niistäkin niin mihin tuon. Iso piika hoga uja, mä niin miskuakaan mikä nämä kiikoa, joka vadi se vissäkään. Kiikoa ettei mä näin iso piika hoga uja. Kimit. Sitten var väännämässä näkitti ohtsat sitten minua. Häti muutoksen tohtaettonan. Tässä näkitti ohtsia kohta hiitsi.
And see how we were raised a long time ago, like that. The diaper rash, what they're talking about, that pipisago diapers, and I used to remember. My mom and Igiwichi working in the muskeg, and we used to take this husky and we dry them, and that's what they used for Pampers. Mm-hmm. Under, yes, that's what do you call that? Moss bag. Mm-hmm. Everybody depends on Pampers now. So I remember diapers when I updated at my mom. And when my niece was born, that's when I started noticing my mom using Pampers when they first came out. That was 46 years ago. She's 46 now. First time I ever seen Pampers like that.
They're made out of paper.
Paper with a thin plastic, and it didn't have those. I don't think it had those tapes. They had probably like that bedding they use in the hospital, those blue things. I think that's how they looked.
I remember back when I must have been about 4 or 5, because I can remember as far back as when I was 4. I remember my grandmother kawatagigi umigi and stiwani huti. And I used to get the psoriasis too on my arms here. But she used to go out birch, the birch, that mistigo spruce. Igot to. Mama go matmadani koyask. Igi mama go matman. Iwamanaya, instiwan utaya, igis sihotiwa, misuyan igia that with the money kiskisakan in Mistrasa. Iwamani utaya, igia that and hipiwa, misui, Iwamani tapitak instiwan. Iwamani kiskisian that it worked. Yeah, gawatagi mana maskikiyo. And pigo. Yeah, iwan naman yung si higito tawita nukum. And I remember this other time namusumpa na. It was my mom's dad. It was my great uncle. Ay man namusumi niya wan nagita. Kawatagi ni pausta sa tamanit piskaga. I must have been about 5. Iwaya. Iapian mani ko tagawata gusto sa taman machi in payan. Aiwa mana iwi haya ni papu na bichira da chisanima. Igo tamana tigi usitata. Igo mana ya kigo iguta ya suata kigo do itugipu mani tidita man. Igo haya hiti haka nimido. Igo I midnight. Igo mini hui tuitana. Next morning my cough was gone. Everything was gone. I was just fine. I was okay. And to this day, I always wondered, yeah, it would be interesting to find out. But see, a lot of that stuff, it dies with the elders. The knowledge, yeah, the wisdom and everything that they had, it dies with them. That's the one thing I wish I could have known, what it was that he used. Yeah.
All this Indian medicine. I remember so much of it on what took place when I was growing up in Pine House. And like you said, it worked miracles. I wish I knew. I've seen a lot of healing as I was growing up of the different medicines. The old ladies, Annie Johnson, I'm sure everybody heard about Annie Johnson from Pine House, midwife that delivered probably close to 600 babies. But speaking a little bit more on that medicine, we used to take a canoe trip from Ronge. There was 8 of us ladies, sometimes 12 ladies that we can get together, go on canoe trips. We'd go to Nistoyak, we went all over the place, canoeing. We dance, and we started off from Pine House. There was about 12 of us who were going to Fish River, and one of those portages at Mukhtia. My girl was about 12 degree, and I was with Lady Norma and Maria and all those rat girls. One of the ladies, they stopped with Puguksan and just turned around, and I think it was a poplar tree in hill leaves. Little chunk out there started. Almost instantly that it was gone. Almost instantly. And the one I will never forget, to this day, if I could only, my brother-in-law, Smo, he's still alive, my brother-in-law. His brother was a really, really bad alcoholic, my brother-in-law's brother. Everything was shutting down, Saskatoon. And his mom was still alive. Mom's life to him wasn't much left. So they sent him home his last few days to go and spend the last few days with his parents, to Imago, with his family. And when up the airport area, with the Pine House, he went nata. The one mom's staying, to negosani grapes, so he snaps it and an apple. The one to the watch of the air. It was and it used to be my mom's friend, so it was he went to a port, Tashkuchuksan, Mustini Psisa. It's like little branches, but I'm sure there was more to it. You got the ocean, a little pot, boiling it, cooling down that liquid. A pisisia start in a little spoon. Namati busana gawati hit, ugusa gawati with machi. A little bit of the fluid in the lips of the Pogomacha Pogiotina Manoton. Metonic Bakam, Usampo Mystica sought his liver. na mongskiti na se teisikkaata kylvytäni hiljaa. And me tönetty a couple of days ago tämmöistä Januissa nuko kitahtaviilaskihtaat juhtiina mohat his lips. Me tuvet 1 week, 2 weeks kitahtaviilamatse tuhkaa pitänä naapio. That was many years ago, ja pisomit matsit. Ja vain pagettiin matsikin, pigivit matsit doctors. So that medicine cured him. He was in his deathbed for at least a couple of weeks. If only I knew what it was. If we see some I'm thinking, Tapadesa, if we can only find ladies, I know of one that's still alive. She's 84, she's going to be 85.
No tanto ahmenu mitsu ingagi mitsia. Sampogo pisko gagi muaho.
Minäkin no siukapaa kuissikan. Sampogo itnedegagi johtupigian. Uapusok. Otsaskussak. Onko se suiraamiskiga utsittaat? Onko kistegana? Ne papaigi kistegit maana. Ja kun ne mennä mannekin ussop, ittokin mennekin ussop, pekinnats.
About that food. Igi hayak mana wapasustarus mana ni medoigi. Takuna. Igo mana ya. Igi sipustait nanta itogi. I can remember back to 4 to get a touch giving and 4 and 5. Igo mana igi sipustait. Igo mana haski mana igi haguta tu mesisi hitahigata wansnia. Igo mana itu igi without siya kaya asmani maga wapusag manigi ahapichig misuita. Higo mana ya ikikipitint. Maui gats I never walked behind him. Higo na mani in front of him gabi ikmutia dido manigi kustakita one hit. From the back. Higo haya ikipitint mani guta wapusag mananigi. Iki papaskisat. He'd make me stand right beside him. Igo nanimahatan niya. Igo mani do michitigin pa ako. Igo mani gigiskinahamut kitis hosi himagani. Igo haya with that fish I know kagwatagi mana mistake no siwag tapoy mana magani mahmuana. Big Stone Lake mani tigi haya. No tami diki kaya with them in giskisin. But Maui had sa nigo chupagit nigo in na kiswagan ta paus to kitito tiyan. But nigi kanawap mama na with all go gagachit na chaga kinusyo. Iwan naman nigi kapatis hui pinachig. Iway go tahaya misi magya to sihat no kum. Iway go tahaya nigi kiskanawap magmana gitis ho sihatan niya. We did go here, a position.
You're supposed to think. I was raised in the trap line. This is when I first remembered that we had everything over there. We didn't have to, maybe flour, the main things, sugar and tea. Tea we ran out of tea, you can always go into the muskeg and get those leaves and make your own tea there. I don't ever remember my mom and dad having coffee in the morning. There was no coffee. I mean, and the only transportation we had was dog team. Just when we were going to go from one trap line to another, because we all used to share trap lines. Where we had our cabin in Mackay Lake, I remember there was another family that lived beside us, two families, and my uncle was there though, and we all shared everything. And my dad and my uncles would go and hunt, and we all shared the food. And they'd make my aunties and my mom would love a gun. Even in the winter time, they'll stretch the moose hide and start working on it. And I remember this, I don't know what it was, a big teepee, but it would have some moss. But I see how I aggregated it like this to make, it was big, but so the animals can't get in, because they had all their dry meat. And my dad made a rack like this, and that's where they had dry meat. And one side they had fish. They used to, well, they used to put the sticks through the tails, and they'd hang them up there. My mom, she used to cut them first and then wash them and things like that. And when we wanted to eat fish or meat, that's where we'd go in. From Minota, that's where they used to smoke their moose hides to make the moccasins. When I remember my mom making moccasins for us. That's all we had. So, and it was big when it was, I must have been about 6. No, 6 or 7. Then we moved back started living in Stanley. My dad built a cabin there. Then we started school. That's when everything I think changed. Because you buy your stuff from the store, change of food. You're not eating wild meat or anything. I have and my dad used to come hunting and then bring it home. And then when we were at the trap line too, he'd use these in the fall. We'd be over there summer times, but in the fall, come and get some groceries. He'd put on his skates. He made skates. I used to just a board, tie them up, and then he'd come from Portage to Portage on the lake and go to Stanley Mission and go and buy some stuff, and he'd be back the same evening. He'd start off early in the morning.
And then they didn't waste fish. They cooked everything. And we had, back then we hardly had any food, other food. But then that one year they did a big garden at 101 there, and she had carrots and potatoes, onions. So they did that every year.
Tätä omaa jänsä mana ja putihtai.
Jänsä näistä, mullakin kun piituskin kun näistä on jänsä kääpottanut. Nostuu sihtäätsikin. Nostuu sihtää, kun jänsä otsi.
You want them a clothing. Back then, matsaya niluchi without snan. Igi musta usita magoyak manaya ayansa usampugo.
From Minota, that's where they used to smoke their moose hides to make the moccasins. When I remember my mom making moccasins for us. That's all we had. So, and it was big when it was, I must have been about 6. No, 6 or 7. Then we moved back started living in Stanley. My dad built a cabin there. Then we started school. That's when everything I think changed. Because you buy your stuff from the store, change of food. You're not eating wild meat or anything. I have my dad used to come hunting and bring it home.